Hi, I'm Kristin Clark, and I'm here with Cara Nance today for another installment of Energizing Your Career Through Strengths. Cara, how are you doing today?
I'm excellent, Kristen. How are you? Happy observed 4th of July?
Yeah, it's always for me a fun holiday because that flag just has a lot of meaning, and it's just a great time to sit back, really realize what you have with family and friends, and be able to relax and enjoy a holiday and not have all the flurry of activity, right?
For sure, for sure. And
Yeah.
in the spirit of maximize, I would say it's also a wonderful time to say, you know what, these parts are great, and where else can we make it better? So,
You go, girl.
hey, right, so you set it up. I just had to spike it.
Awesome. All right, well, let me give you the true definition of maximizer. So, people who are especially talented in the maximizer theme focus on strengths as a way to stimulate personal and group excellence. They seek to transform something strong into something superb. And really, I think that's that second half that really encapsulates maximizer, right? They love to take something good and make it awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is close to home for you because it's number 10 for you, correct?
It's number 10, so I definitely pull from it on a regular basis.
Okay, yeah, it's
Yeah.
26 for me, so it's pretty darn foreign for me. I versus restorative, which is often the flip side of maximizer. I'm high in restorative, so I think very rarely do we find someone with high restorative and high maximizer.
Right?
And if that's you, we definitely want to hear from you. Throw your thoughts in the chat.
Unfortunately, no, my restorative is pretty low. Oh, yeah, it's way low. 29. So,
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. Restorative is 12 for me and maximizer is 26. So yeah, I love that we're kind of
yeah.
showing
And
it.
Ron piped in. He said, "We see what can be in a person or organization," which is very true. Yeah. To really see that potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Kara, what did you come up with as far as a visual?
Came up with an Olympian and that, everything is great and they see how to make it even better. Hence, right. They are,
Yeah.
get to the big
Constantly.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah. Constantly shining that pearl, right?
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So for a maximizer,
Mm-hmm.
how do you see that in business?
Well, yeah. So actually, with one of my clients, it was pretty powerful the other day in a group setting where it was identified that she has taken individual top talent, like top in their game, and as individuals, pretty darn strong, and has created a powerhouse team together, collective. And it was really interesting to just see her do what we often hear in the strengths community and the strengths experience of like, oh, that's just who I, that's just what I do. And I'm like, that's a gift, and let's just honor your maximizer, your talent on that one there. So, how about for you?
Yeah, I would say one of the things that I really admire about maximizers is their ability to sort and to not only see the things that are good and make them great, but to also kind of sort out the things that they don't think have merit to spend their time and energy on.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're so clear on it. They're like, I don't even want to touch that.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
something I want to do. So I think that's hugely powerful, especially when you're dealing with a team of people. To have that ability too, to just say, man, you guys are all geared up for this. I'm not seeing it, and
Yeah.
to open up those conversations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially in any organization, I think it holds even greater. Has a possibly even greater impact when we're talking about a larger and larger and larger organization where time really
Mhm.
is of the essence. Um,
Yep.
yeah, maximize on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we talked a little bit before the show about, we know that our strengths can also be our weaknesses at points,
Great.
right? And our maximizer friends, sometimes how that comes out for them is we call it the 80-20 rule, where, sometimes 80% is enough.
Yes, yeah, at 80%, right, that Pareto's principle. So at 80%, release. Work on it up till 80. And again, it was powerful the other day in conversation with that client where offered it up like, hey, have you heard of that? Like, oh yeah. She was thinking about it in a different context. Like it applies to your daily functioning and how you go about your projects and how you distribute things and like
Right.
let it go after up to 80. So
Right. Because sometimes maximizers, they want to take it to 100%. They want this thing to be perfect and to be as shiny as it can be. And sometimes, especially in a group situation, you lose people because they're like, you know what, we got it. It's good enough. We can move on. Right.
and when we invite in for that last 20%, buy-in increases with those who
Mhm.
you just shared it with. Like, hey, can you chime in? I've almost got it, but I would love your insight. Like, talk about building trust, getting that buy-in. Yeah, it's a solid move all around.
Yeah. All right. So when people at work are high in maximizer, what types of projects should they volunteer for?
Yeah, I actually went to the self doing a little internal time. And then I was thinking it'd be a cool opportunity to identify, take a moment, pause, reflect, and think about for all of our maximizer theme high friends out there, identify a skill, a way of being, whatever it is in your world where you're like, yeah, I've mastered that. Like, I've got that. Identify that and then just reflect 3 to 5 minutes a day for the next couple of weeks, asking yourself, how can I make that even better? And I would imagine there's going to be a lot of energy and excitement that comes from just that, mental gymnastics, if you will. Like, ooh, how can I?
Absolutely. I love that example you added to look internally. Yeah, and I kind of went a different direction.
Yeah,
Mine was, and it's going back to that sorting strength that they have.
yeah, the filter, right? Like a filter.
Yes,
Yeah,
to sometimes raise your hand and be the devil's advocate and say, you put this project in front of us. Why do we think it's so important? And be the one that maybe some projects don't need to happen.
right. Yeah, what is the end benefit? How is this really going to make what we're doing even better? Yeah,
Yeah, because I really do think that, questioning authority, or the people around you, I think it's beneficial to the entire group because number one, I think it brings clarity. Maybe you didn't see something that somebody else is seeing, but I think it brings clarity to the group too to go, oh, okay, that's why we're doing this, right? And I think
yeah.
it makes everybody more powerful.
And let's just keep going with our theme. Let's wrap up how we started, and that is was a huge principle on what this country is founded on was challenging authority and saying, I think we've got an idea on how to make this even better. So we're going to try it out. So
Yay!
yeah,
All right. Guys, we do this every week because we want to give you the power to raise your hand and to use your strengths every day, not only in your personal life, but especially in your career so that you can choose to do the things that you do well.
absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and thank you again for adding your comments, especially if you have Maximizer Theme High. We want to continue the learning journey with you.
All right. Thanks, Kara.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.